That was a great talk you gave yesterday. Can I ask you about something?
Thank you. Yes, what is your question?
What is the data for the horoscope of the United States?
There is none.
What do you mean? I have seen lots of it.
Yes, you have. So there is no data.
But you just agreed that I have seen data.
Is there any doubt whatsoever that Saturn symbolizes time?
No. There is no doubt.
Is there any doubt that Aries is the only sign in the zodiac called Aries?
No, there is no doubt.
Is there any doubt that the 7th house has to do with relationships?
Again, no doubt about it.
So when you see a half dozen sets of data for the horoscope of the United States, more if you read Nicholas Campion's work, we have no clue what that data is.
But I know a lot of astrologers who have done some great work using the horoscope of the United States that has Gemini rising.
So what? Let me say this. When data is definite, a meaningful event in one's life should be symbolized in the horoscope, right?
Yes. The most meaningful event in my life was when I got promoted to the head of my department. Solar arc Jupiter was on my midheaven.
Perfect. When is the last time you have been on a plane flight?
Just last week.
Did you fly at all 10 years ago?
Yes, I did.
What is the difference between flying then and flying now?
Well, it used to be that you could arrive at the airport a half hour before your flight. You now have to get there a couple hours ahead of time in some cities.
And why is that?
It is because there are so many security concerns.
And why is that?
It has been that way ever since 9/11.
Bingo. The number of things that have changed as a result of 9/11 are colossal. It is the biggest event in this country's history, perhaps arguably, but nonetheless, it is a huge, huge event in America's history that is the cause of a lot of changes in the way we do things.
There is no doubt about that. But I don't understand what the point is.
The point is that, if whatever horoscope you believe in for America doesn't symbolize 9/11, doesn't show suitable measurements for 9/11, throw it away. I understand that the Gemini rising chart gets a lot of press with astrologers. It's like secondary progressions being the first progression system you are introduced to. That Gemini rising chart is the first one anyone is introduced to, and until the last 15 to 20 years or so, there has been no contesting this chart.
But when you do the measurements for 9/11 in Manhattan, they are scary.
Is America called New York? The last time I checked, the country was called the United States of America. My point is that Gemini rising chart does not show at all any measurements regarding 9/11.
So what chart do you think it is?
I have no clue. I wish I knew. I have studied a lot of them intensely, and we just don't know. Many astrologers swear by this one or that one, but what happens after a while is that you continue to support a particular time, because going back on it would invalidate what you did before.
Wow. That is some opinionated stuff.
I call it as I see it. Find someone who believes in that horoscope. Look at their predictions. Half of them will be wrong. It is not that way with, say, Israel, because we have no doubt about that country's moment of birth.
Is this why astrologers are always getting presidential elections wrong?
If you have the correct data for a country, it becomes a lot easier to make those predictions. If the 10th house or its ruler are in good shape, the president in power stays, etc.
Oh. Okay.
That is a topic for another day. Are there any other questions?
Yes. Is that you playing the bass on The Closer I Get to You by Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway? I have seen your name on a few of her albums.
Wow. Yes, that is me. I am a musician, astrology teacher, and I am also a wireless consultant.
Yikes. You are all over the place. How do you account for that in your horoscope? I have seen your horoscope.
Pluto rules my 10th house cusp. It is in the 7th house, disposed of by the sun in 7, so right 09ff the bat, we know that I need to be in the public. The moon is in the 8th, which is the position of the consultant. It is disposed of by Mercury, which is exactly trying my midheaven. Mercury rules the 5th and 8th houses, the houses of music and healing. Now, my Mercury is at the midpoint of Jupiter-Uranus. It's all there. Anything involving the 5th house, 8th house, or as seen in the picture Mercury equals Jupiter-Uranus fits my vocational profile.
And what do you do as a wireless consultant?
Which cell phone carrier do you use?
I use Verizon.
When you have a problem with your phone, with your bill or anything, you have to go to a store and wait in line, or call an 800 number. If I was your wireless consultant, you would call me and get specialized services. I could even get you good deals on new phones. And I specialize in smartphones.
Oh, cool. So in addition to having you as my astrology teacher, I can have you as my wireless consultant? I have a chocolate touch phone. I want to move up to a Droid X.
Here is my card. We can get your phone and your astrology up to par. I look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks so much.
It is my